everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Keys to Your Home. I'm your host, Blake Jesse, and today's episode, we're actually going to be talking about the loan process and the qualifications that go along with that. I've brought in a good friend of mine, Mr. Jeff Wagner with OneTrust Home Loans. I've done business with him, and I certainly will continue to do that with him, and we hope that y'all will as well. Alrighty, so with no further ado, here we go. All right, everybody, as promised, this is my good buddy, Jeff Wagner. Again, he's with OneTrust Home Loans, and we're just going to ask him a few simple questions regarding the loan qualification process. So, Jeff, you want to give yourself a quick little introduction?
Good morning, Blake. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to your group here. I'm a mortgage banker here in Houston, Texas. Our office is right off I-10 and Campbell Road. I'm a partner at the firm, and we have over 20 years experience, and we love what we do. We always say we feel like we're sharp kids in a dumb class in our industry. So thank you, Blake.
Wonderful. All right, so to start, I know a lot of questions that I typically get. One would be, when should a client get pre-approved in the home buying process?
That's the most common one we get also. And what we say, it's kind of a standard answer. Whether you're going to purchase a home in 2 months or a year, you should always be pre-approved now. Why is that? For a couple of reasons. First of all, there's no cost or commitment to getting pre-approved with a lender. If anybody makes you feel that way, go talk to someone else. And you want to know where you stand. So, for example, if we look at credit and liabilities and your credit is lower than that's needed, it gives you time to work on a strategy and a plan to put you in place where you eventually want to be. So it's always good to know where you stand. Many people, Blake, are uncomfortable. They think their credit's too low. And what we always say is, I've seen the lowest possible score and I've seen the highest possible score. Yours is going to fall in between. And then you just have more negotiating room when you're in control of the process. So I would just get pre-approved as soon as possible.
And I agree with Jeff there. I mean, there's no point in going to look at homes that you might not be able to afford whenever it comes to the loan qualification process. So definitely some good advice there. Next, kind of piggybacking off that, what does a client need to get pre-approved?
Good question. We send a borrower's checklist, so we make it very clean and concise. So we'll send the client, it's just a PDF document, 1 page, with documents you will need to be pre-approved. Some of these are tax returns, last 2 years tax returns. So we're in 2017 now, so 2015, 2016. Last 2 months pay stubs, last 2 months bank statements, verification of employment. Those are some of the things that we need. It doesn't mean the first day you need to get everything. The first step is looking at credit and liabilities. And to do that, we just simply need your full name, your date of birth, your social security, and your home address, and then what your income is. And then I kind of think that we're like a pilot. We're flying that plane. Our job is to land it safely. There's going to be some turbulence, but we're going to get that plane down safely, and we're going to guide you because it's a complicated process. There's a lot of compliance issues and guidelines, and I'm fortunate to have a team in-house. I have my own processor, Dee Emanuel, has been in the business for 15 years, and she'll help with those document collections. And so that's kind of the process. And
to kind of go off of that, like I said, I've done business with Jeff. That buyer's checklist is as upfront as it can get. It's very simple, very clean, and as long as you just follow that, you should be insuring yourself for a smooth closing. So, Jeff, you mentioned credit scores in our first question. Would you mind kind of expanding on that, because that is kind of a touchy situation for some?
Sure. A lot of times, bad things happen to good people, and we'll get a common question is, what's the lowest credit score you can do? Someone will say that. So they probably have some credit challenges. And what's a mistake and is irresponsible is that many mortgage companies will just throw out a number and say 560 or 580, we can do the loan. But that's not accurate. Sometimes someone may have a 590 credit score, which is considered low, but it's a good 590. When I mean good 590, meaning maybe they don't have enough depth of credit, they haven't had credit for a long time, or maybe they were late on a medical bill. But a bad 590 would be if they just had a foreclosure or student loan, a lot of student loan lates or mortgage lates. So it depends on the individual. But another tier in the credit usually goes in 20-point increments. So once you hit 740 threshold, that's considered excellent with most investors. That doesn't mean if you have 720 or 690, that's not good, because that's a good credit score. So it all depends on the client's personal situation. But credit is very important in the mortgage process, and we have ways that can help you increase your score if need be. We're not a credit repair agency, but we've been doing this long enough, and we'll give you some good advice.
Wonderful. Like Jeff was saying, credit is very important. So definitely make sure that you're keeping up to date with your payments and all that kind of stuff. So you can become a homeowner sooner rather than later. All right, Jeff. Well, you certainly had some good information for us. I hope our viewers appreciate it as much as I do. If you need any advice on a loan or anything like that, my man Jeff Wagner here is here to help you with OneTrust Home Loans. You can get in contact with me, and I'll make sure to pass on the information so that y'all can get in contact with each other. Again, thank you for joining us, Jeff.
Thank you, Blake.
And like, comment, share, do anything to promote the video, and we'll see you next time.
Have a great day.